If you had told me a year ago that my entire world would fall apart in one night, I would have laughed in your face. I believed I had it all: the perfect relationship, the best support system, the life I had always dreamed of. But betrayal doesn't knock. It crashes through the door when you least expect it. My name is Rachel. I was 28 years old, living in a cozy downtown apartment filled with the little things I loved: scented candles, framed photos of happy moments, and a library of books I'd collected over the years. My boyfriend Aaron and I had been together for 4 years. We met at a coffee shop, a cliche, I know, but it had felt magical at the time. He was charming, funny, and attentive, the kind of man you introduce to your parents and start planning a future with. And then there was Olivia, my best friend since college. We met during freshman orientation, both lost and nervous, and instantly clicked. She was my person, the one I called when I needed advice, when I had good news, when I just needed to vent. Olivia was practically family. We celebrated holidays together, knew each other's secrets, and promised we'd be there for each other through everything. Looking back now, the signs were there. The late-night texts Aaron would quickly hide. Olivia's sudden flakiness when it came to our girls' nights. The weird tension I sometimes felt when the three of us were in a room together. But I trusted them. I trusted him. I trusted her. Trust, that fragile, essential thread, was the foundation of everything. I never thought they would be the ones to snap it. It happened on a Friday night. Aaron texted me around 6 p.m., saying he had a late meeting and wouldn't be home until after midnight. I had planned a cozy night in, so when Olivia texted asking if she could crash at my place because her apartment's plumbing had exploded, I said yes without hesitation. We joked about wine, pizza, and a bad movie marathon. I picked up her favorite bottle, ordered extra cheesy pizza, and waited. By 8 p.m., I was still alone. I sent a casual text. "Where are you? Everything okay?" No response. An hour later, I called. Straight to voicemail. Worry crept in. Had she been in an accident? I called again. Still nothing. By 10 p.m., my gut was screaming. I felt sick. Something was wrong. My mind raced with possibilities, but one terrifying thought pushed through the others. What if she was with Aaron? I tried to shake it off. I told myself I was being paranoid, but I couldn't sit still. I grabbed my keys and drove toward Aaron's place. The city blurred past me, every red light making my heart pound harder. When I pulled into his driveway, I saw both their cars parked side by side. The house lights were on. My mouth went dry. Hands trembling, I walked up to the front door. It was unlocked. I pushed it open and stepped inside. The living room came into view, and with it, the image that would be seared into my memory forever. There they were, tangled together on his couch, oblivious to the world, to me. For a moment, I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. My heart shattered into a million pieces in my chest. But somehow I stayed silent. I pulled out my phone and snapped a picture. Proof. Not because I wanted revenge, but because I needed to know that it wasn't a nightmare I would wake up from. I turned around and walked out. I didn't slam the door. I didn't scream. I didn't give them the satisfaction of my pain. That night, I packed a bag and checked into a hotel. I cried until there were no tears left. The betrayal cut so deep it felt like I was bleeding from the inside. The next morning, I made decisions, hard ones. I blocked their numbers. I called my landlord and explained I needed to break my lease. I quit my job, one I had loved, but that Aaron's presence had infected. I started over. It wasn't easy. There were days I couldn't get out of bed, nights when loneliness and anger consumed me. Therapy helped. So did my family, who rallied around me without question. Meanwhile, Aaron and Olivia's perfect little world began to crumble. It started with Aaron's job. The late meetings were more than just an excuse for infidelity. He was involved in some shady business practices. A corporate scandal broke out. He was fired and blacklisted in the industry. Olivia, whose job relied heavily on Aaron's connections, found herself unemployed within weeks. With no income and no savings, because of course they had been living beyond their means, they had to move out of their upscale apartments. They rented a tiny, dingy studio in a run-down part of town. Friends they thought they had? Gone. People chose sides, and most chose not to be associated with betrayal and scandal. They had each other and nothing else. Meanwhile, I focused on rebuilding myself. I threw myself into my passions. I started volunteering at an animal shelter, took up photography, traveled solo, something I had always been too scared to do. Every trip, every new experience stitched a part of me back together. 6 months later, a job offer came from another city. A fresh start. I accepted without hesitation. One evening, just before my move, I received a message from Olivia. Rachel, I am so sorry for everything. I miss you. I regret what happened every day. Please, can we talk? I stared at the message, my heart steady, my hands calm. I didn't reply. A few days later, a message from Aaron. I made a huge mistake. I was stupid. Please give me a chance to make it right. Again, no response. Forgiveness isn't about letting them back into your life. It's about letting yourself move forward without carrying their sins on your back. I forgave them silently, for my own peace, but they would never have access to me again. A year after that night, I was living my best life. A better apartment, a better career, new friends, new love, the healthy, kind, passionate love I deserved. Sometimes I wonder what Aaron and Olivia think when they look back, if they regret it, if they realize what they threw away. But the truth is, it doesn't matter. Their choices led them down a path of misery and regret. My choices led me to happiness and fulfillment. Betrayal is a brutal teacher, but it taught me lessons I needed to learn. That trust is sacred. That self-respect is non-negotiable. That walking away from what doesn't serve you is the most powerful thing you can do. And that karma is real. It's patient. It's precise. It doesn't always look how you expect. Sometimes it's not a lightning strike, but a slow unraveling. Watching someone who betrayed you drown in the mess they made while you soar. To anyone listening who feels broken, betrayed, abandoned, know this: you are stronger than you think. Your future is brighter than you can imagine, and you are worth so much more than someone who couldn't see your value. Keep going, keep growing, because the best revenge is a life well lived. And I'm just getting started.